What's up? Welcome to your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a thirsty Thursday, March 28, 2024. It's just me, or has this month really flown by? Nuts. Anyways, we're still surviving another spring break here near the beach. Almost there. We're almost through it. Got a big Easter weekend coming up, so everybody loves to get plastered on Easter for some reason. Anyway, enough about me. What about you? How are you? How's the weather in your town? Check out the BuckeyeCast.com, the video vault. You will not be disappointed. Please check it out. It's a free trial, 3 days. You can run through as many videos as you want in 3 days. But I dare you to get to the end. I don't think you can. We've got about 300 videos in there. So let's go. We're going to talk about Sonny Styles today. His recent move to linebacker. This is a big deal, right? Played 2 years at safety. Now he's moving down into the box. How's this transition going? He's going head-to-head with C.J. Hicks for that will linebacker position. Occasionally, Sonny will move to Sam against a run-heavy set, on the offense. But so how's he adjusting to this new job, new position? So let's get into it. Sonny Styles, the legend. Started all 12 games for the Buckeyes last year as a sophomore. I have a snap counts here where he lined up. He had 40 snaps on the D-line, so basically just on the line of scrimmage. He wasn't a D lineman, but he was up at the line of scrimmage. Then he had 181 snaps in the box. It's a good place to be, right? Then 150 at the slot corner, and then 9 he at the wide corner, at the outside corner, and then 162 at free safety. So how did 2023 go for Sonny? Well, I tell you, not terrible. Good, not great. He had 33 total tackles, 18 assists. He did have 6 missed tackles. We try to keep those to a minimum. But he had 18 stops. That's when you stop the offensive player from making a gain. So that's awesome. He had a forced fumble. In coverage, that's the reason they're moving him up to linebacker. They want teams that are scheming him up to have to work on somebody else. They don't want Sonny getting worked in coverage, which we saw a few times. He was targeted over the season 20 times, allowed 12 receptions. That's a 60% completion percentage, but the average per reception was 10 yards. That's a bit much. He did not allow a touchdown, which is great, but again, his coverage grades are not good. He averaged a 68.9. Remember, 60 is just doing your job. So you want to be well over 70 there. He had a couple games where he's in the 50s against Rutgers, Notre Dame, Maryland, Indiana, Minnesota. So they schemed him up. They got a matchup they wanted, and they, completed the pass. But his run defense, much better. On the season, he was an 84.2. That's awesome. That's amazing. If you can get an 84, take it and run with it. His tackling wasn't terrible. He just he needs to improve that. You can't slide down the stripper pole as often. But he did get some pressure on the quarterback. He had 5 pressures. 2 of them were sacks. You got a hit and a couple hurries on the quarterback. So you'd love to see that. He's going to be in there blitzing the quarterback a lot more often from the linebacker position too. So Sonny was accustomed to moving around a lot last year. Now he has the move to inside linebacker. So the Buckeyes are in their 3rd week of spring practice. So Sonny's in his 3rd week of being an inside linebacker, right? Being a will. So last week, Sonny talked about learning the position quickly and what's required. He said, quote, "I feel super comfortable with it. I think it's just going to be an adjustment. Obviously, it's a different playing from 5 yards than it was playing from 10 yards last year. So I think it's an adjustment, but I'm super comfortable with it. The position change was not a surprise for Styles. He at 235 pounds last season, which is huge for a freaking safety. And there were conversations about the move to linebacker before last year. So he began learning the position before he even started playing it. Then in January, the Buckeyes landed freshman All-American safety Caleb Downs out of Alabama from the portal. So it became obvious to Sonny. Sonny said, quote, "I knew that I probably was going to be playing linebacker at some point. So then obviously when Downs came here, it's like, all right, so where can I help defense the most? If we're trying to get our best 11 on the field, where can I help the defense the most?" So that's what the conversation was. I just want to do whatever I can, wherever the defense needs me, wherever I can impact most. So that was the conversation. So what are the differences here in the position change? The major difference is that there's less time and space at linebacker. Things happen much quicker when you're closer to the ball, so you can't have wasted movement. Longer strides or a false step can be covered up at safety, but linebackers get exposed quickly with bad footwork. Sonny said, quote, "I think the biggest change will probably be that 10 to 5 because it's a big adjustment because everything's happening faster and you've got to react faster. Footwork is huge. I think when you see the great linebackers, as soon as the play happens, they're going. They're not taking any wasted steps. They're not false stepping. You will not find any false stepping on this show." Styles is more focused on short, choppy steps, maintaining his base. That's something linebackers work on. So it's an adjustment for him, right? So the Sam nickel position, we're kind of calling it Sam nickel, nickel Sam. Along with playing nickel and safety last year, Sonny also lined up at that Sam linebacker on the strong side. So with his alignment last year, many times there was no distinction between the Sam and the nickel. Like you couldn't tell what he was playing, which is a good thing. Keeps the offenses guessing, right? But against certain alignments, he was lined up closer in the box, closer to the ball where things happen quicker. So that experience helped, but it's still different than playing will linebacker like he's doing now. He said, quote, "I think it helped a little bit in terms of physicality, like being in the box down on the line, but I do think the run fits as a Will and Sam can be a little different." So that's the key. What is your assignment in the run game at Sam versus Will? So filling the A gap or dealing with a pulling lineman in your face or spilling the ball to another tackler is a bit new, but these are all jobs that he can definitely handle. Sonny said, quote, "I think it's a similar concept, but it's almost more like the Sam is to the field and the Will is to the boundary. So I think it's pretty similar, honestly. The only difference is that Sam last year, I never really was an interior run filler like in the A gap, going A to B or whatever that might be. So it's a little different, but I mean, I think I got some of that experience at safety just from a few yards back. So like I said, the only difference really is now just adjusting to less time and less space. Right. So this has always been, his size has always been the reason that people didn't expect him to play safety forever. There aren't many 6'4", 235-pound safeties around. So even teammate CJ Hicks said about Sonny, quote, "He's a linebacker. Look at him. He was just playing safety." Just true. Styles will continue to get bigger now, and he's training as a linebacker, lifting heavier weight, right? Eating normal, doesn't have to cut calories or anything like that. And he's not training like a defensive back. Sonny said, quote, "Yeah, I love it. I love competing with the linebackers. I think with the DBs, especially in the weight room, I was expected to win. So like when I won, it was like, oh, Sonny won. Oh, well. But now that I'm with the linebackers, it's more of a competition. Not any hit to the DBs. I'm 230 going against somebody who's 205 or something. So I'm expected to win. I love the competition aspect of it. So we all remember Sonny's dad, Lorenzo, most of us anyways, of a certain age. Lorenzo Styles, he was a two-time all Big Ten linebacker in 93 and 94. So playing linebacker is in Sonny's blood, right? Sonny said that the two of them will watch tape all the time, and Lorenzo gets a little upset with his footwork, stuff like that. But linebacker's not an easy position to learn. The linebacker's thought process needs to move at a faster pace because there's no room for error or for recovery, you know. And linebackers aren't just learning their own positions. They have to understand everything in front of them as well. So Jim Knowles wanted Sonny Styles to start his career at safety because how it would help him eventually as he moved to linebacker. You know, see the defense in front of him as a whole. Then as he moves forward, he knows what's going on. Sonny talked about that path paying off for him right now. Quote, I feel like I have a great understanding of the defense. I think at safety, I kind of already knew what the linebackers were doing. So now I'm really starting to learn. What I'm really starting to learn is every little detail of what the D line is doing. So again, learning who is in front of you and what they're doing. Quote, I didn't know every little aspect of it. I think I'm trying to learn that now because obviously at linebacker, you've got to know that more. So I think when it's all said and done, I think I'll have a really, really good understanding of the defense and knowing exactly what everyone's doing. So we'll see. Can't wait to see it on the field. I'm sure we'll see it in the spring game. And I'm anxious to see what he looks like up there near the line of scrimmage. So that's all I got for you today. Don't forget to hit the BuckeyeCast.com video bowl. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.